I think apart from Donald Trump, the most important challenge in this country is housing affordability. And we have to do three things. We have to make sure that we are driving down the cost of home building so we can double the pace of housing construction in this country. And that means reducing taxes. We've committed to reducing development charges. We've committed to lifting GST for first-time home buyers on new builds. We've committed to making sure that we are doing everything we can on the innovation front on off-site construction to make sure we're driving down the cost of home building. We committed to cutting red tape and doubling down on efforts. We got deals with 200 municipalities that are cutting red tape. We are rewarding those efforts, and we're going to double down on those efforts to make sure we drive down the cost of home building. And all of that means getting the government out of the way so the market is empowered to build and at a much better cost. The second piece, and this is, Heather intimated this earlier, but there have been decades of bipartisan neglect on affordable and community housing. And we saw in 2017 and 2018 through the National Housing Strategy a reassertion of the federal government's role, but not at the scale we needed to address the context of this crisis. And so what have you seen Mark Carney say? He says we're going to get the government back in the business of home building at a scale that we have not seen since the Second World War. And that's exactly what we need to see to address the scale of this crisis. And in contrast, people should know when Pierre Poilievre was asked this question, he says that the government should get out of the business of home building entirely and public land should be sold off to developers. Well, we think public land should be developed for affordable community housing. And so, get governments out of the way so the market can build, but get governments back in the game on building more affordable housing. And the last thing, and this is a huge distinction as well, look, we want to attract investment to build. Of course we do. And we're going to continue to put tax incentives in place to attract investment to build. But we don't want investment to competing with residential, first-time home buyers in the residential resale space. We want to make sure in the residential resale space, we are prioritizing, we're putting rules in place that prioritize those who are going to call a house as a place to call home.